On average, most CELPIP test takers find the speaking part to be the most challenging. What's the best way to get a better mark? Keep practicing, learn the format, and go through it multiple times. I'm Scott from HZAD Education, so join me today as we practice the CELPIP speaking part. I'll go through each section and give you some tips and tricks. Let's begin. HZAD Education has just released a brand new software where you can practice over 10 free CELPIP exams. These are completely free, and the best thing is that it gives you direct feedback. So today, you'll see me using the platform, and I encourage you to use it at home to keep studying. Link is down below in the description. Now, let's get started with the test. We are on the speaking test. The very first question says, talk about one of your best friends. One of the common mistakes here is that students just list their best friend and they don't give enough description about the qualities of them or what you like to do. Now you have only 30 seconds to prepare. Use that time to think of adjectives or activities that you do with your friend. Let's begin the speaking time.
Start speaking now.
I met my best friend several years ago while I was living near the coast in Vietnam. The reason I like him is because he is a generous and honest man. He doesn't like to lie or cheat, and I really value these qualities in a person. We get along very well because we both like nature. So we can go swimming together, and sometimes we also go hiking if we have the free time. What I really liked about him and what developed our relationship is that in hard times, he is generous to other people and he gives to the community. I think this proves that he is not selfish, and I aspire to be more like that. I don't see him very often nowadays. However, he is a wonderful man and I'll see him soon. In the next section, you will be asked to give some recommendations or advice. Remember to speak as though the person is in front of you. You can tell them what they should or shouldn't do. Using conditional sentences really work here. Second condition is probably the easiest. Those are if-then statements. Like, if you stop doing this, then your life will improve. Or, if you do this, it will benefit your life. That would be first condition. So you only have 30 seconds to prepare. Think of the vocabulary and the advice that you want to give.
Start speaking now.
Hey brother, did you know that drinking too much coffee can actually have negative effects on your health? I read this in a recent study. I understand that coffee has been part of society for a very long time. However, I think that you are becoming addicted to the caffeine and you should try to reduce your consumption. I recommend that every day you monitor your caffeine intake. So you can write down how many cups of coffee or tea you drank. Then start to reduce that slowly. It's better not to just get rid of it right away. Instead, you can take slow steps to reduce the amount of caffeine every single day. If you're currently drinking 6 cups of coffee, I think you should cut down to 2 cups of coffee a day. That would be a healthy amount. The reason I think you should do this is because caffeine affects your heart and your stomach. It can make your heart beat too fast, and that might cause cardiovascular problems in the future. It also has a very high acidic amount, and that affects your stomach over your lifetime. So I hope you take my advice. Please reduce your caffeine. The next question is slightly more personal. You have to talk about your biggest regret, and the question will give you several different prompts. Now, the mistake most students make is that they are taking too much time to think about that regret or missed opportunity. In fact, you don't really have to be honest. You can just choose a regret that you've thought about or just something brief. Use the first thing that pops into your mind and start providing more details during that thinking time. So please do not waste time thinking about your deepest, most private regret. Just pick something basic or easy and provide details. One of my biggest regrets was taking a very long break during my university studies because during that break I had too much time to think about what I really wanted. Therefore, I ended up switching my university program and I went into a different field. While most people might think this is a good idea or beneficial, I think it slowed down my university time and it required me to study in multiple different directions, which didn't allow me to focus on one field. If I were to do it again, I would stick with the same field, finish that degree, and if I wasn't satisfied, then I can continue with a second degree. This is one of my regrets. However, I still live happily knowing that I finished a degree, although I changed it halfway through. In the next section, you will have to describe a picture twice. The first one is describing the current picture, and then you should describe what will happen next. Two different slides. There are three things that you should mention when describing the picture. The setting, so what is the location, where are they, what is the room or the environment. Two, talk about the people involved. So you can describe the children, the adults, how many people, is it crowded or not crowded. And three, describe what is happening in this photo. Focus most on number three. Describe what they are doing and anything around them that helps. You only have 60 seconds. In the next slide, you will be using the future tense to describe what will happen. This part of the exam is testing your prediction abilities. So remember to make a logical prediction about what will happen and use the future tense. Let's go. Today, we are looking at a picture of many children linking hands standing in a circle. There are also adults and mascots in this picture. I can see some of the mascots are very famous, like Shrek and one of the characters from Ice Age, also including a woman in a bumblebee suit holding a microphone. They are all standing outside, and it's a bright, sunny day. There are some photographers on the outside of the circle. It looks like this is a children's festival or a carnival because the mascots are very kid friendly. I think that they might be playing a game or doing some type of activity because all of the children are very patient and they look very organized as well. I assume that the next thing that will happen is that the children will begin playing a game. I don't know this game exactly, but I assume they will walk in a circle with the mascots. Maybe they will make the circle smaller and bigger and do some type of interactive game with the kids. The parents are also joining in the game, and there is a woman with a microphone, so perhaps she will sing or there will be some music that will help to engage the kids in the activity. I think all of the children will participate except for the very young toddlers. There are about two toddlers who maybe won't be able to play in this game because they are too young and might not understand what the game is. Finally, we are getting into comparing and persuading. Here, you want to be sure to use lots of comparing transitional words. Words like however, although, on the other hand, in contrast, and you can also include your opinion. For persuading, use strong persuasive vocabulary. You should, you must, you ought to, or I highly recommend. It's in your best interest to. This shows that you're using a very persuasive language and that you can demonstrate your opinion. Try not to lean too much to the other opinion. So you want to acknowledge both sides. And you'll see in this example, I'll be talking about vegan and fast food. I want to mention the fast food and say, you might like or you recommended. However, you said that, but, although, in contrast. So you can still acknowledge that side, but be sure to focus mostly on your opinion. Hey, friend, I really recommend that you try this new vegan diet. I just started eating it last month and I feel very, very healthy. It's low fat and it gives me a lot of nutrition. This nutrition covers all of my micro and macro nutrients that my body needs. I know that you like eating fast food because it's very cheap and it's easy to get on the go because it's fast and it's efficient. However, it doesn't provide us with the fundamental vitamins that our body needs. Additionally, fast food is very greasy and deep fried, which is hard for your body. On the other hand, vegan food can be high in protein as long as you're eating the right type of food. And furthermore, it saves the animals. So there are many good reasons to eat it. Hi, Janice. Thanks for calling us today. I understand that you would like to reduce the rates for your cell phone service with our company. Now, I would like to kindly remind you that we cannot make special requests for every individual. Our rates have remained consistent for many years, but recently we had to increase the rate of our cell phone service due to inflation. I really hope that you could understand this, and I apologize for the inconvenience that it might have on your life. What I would like to do is provide you with some type of solution. I might have to talk with my manager, but I think we can find a balance for you that helps you to save money and is okay with our company. I strongly disagree that vacation pay should be eliminated because it has been part of our society for many decades. Now, employees need to feel some type of appreciation and some gratitude. Vacation pay is seen as an incentive or a motivation technique to encourage employees to work harder during their regular working days. Although it does create a slight burden on the employer, many of this can be covered by other types of payment schemes. For example, an employee can contribute a small portion of their monthly income to their vacation pay. This way, the burden can be shared between the employer and the employee. But in my opinion, reducing vacation pay or eliminating it would really demotivate employees altogether. What possibly could happen is we would see employees being dissatisfied with their job and they might look elsewhere for a new career. Or they might try to freelance or work other types of jobs. So, overall, vacation pay helps to motivate employees and it keeps people wanting to work for the company. So, I strongly disagree that it should be eliminated. Finally, you'll be describing an unusual situation. The picture is something that is challenging to describe. Use your best descriptive language to show that you understand the photo. So think about what it is telling you and try not to include information that is not presented in the photo. So if you don't see it, don't mention it. This is the best way to get a high score on the CELPIP speaking part. Let's take a look. Hey, Winnipeg Art Gallery. I recently visited your gallery and I saw a painting that inspired me. I would love if you can add more pictures like this. The picture was very abstract and evoking a lot of thought. What I saw was a giant spider, but it had the head of an old grumpy man. The spider was sitting in the middle of a web, and around him were several flies that were caught in the web. There were also words written in the web, like Senate, committee, and room. I think so. Senate, committee, and room. This really inspired me to think a lot about our politics and the people who run our government. I would like if you can include another political cartoon in your gallery. Thank you. The best part about our new CELPIP speaking exam is that it does give you an overall feedback and score. This will really help you to prepare for the exam and get a sense of where your level's at. So as you can see, I got a 9.0. I'm really satisfied with that, but I'm a native English speaker, so I have an advantage. Now, it gives me some feedback here. It did say that I used some advanced words like beneficial, macronutrients. However, there is room for further diversification and sophistication to elevate my response. I do agree with you. I think I should have used more sophisticated words because I have the lexical resource, I just couldn't think on the spot fast enough. For the listening ability, I have good rhythm and are generally fluent, but there are some grammatical errors. Oh no! My tone is friendly and conversational, but I can enhance my enthusiasm or empathy so that it sounds more natural. In general, I fulfilled the main objective. I provided advice on the caffeine. I had a brief background about my friend, and I provided reasons for the vegan diet. There is a lack of depth in some of my answers, and I do agree. And the persuasive aspect could have been stronger in the diet discussion. Yeah, I definitely could have provided more supporting reasons for that. The advice in the call center situation is clear, but could be more empathetic to suit the scenario. So what I'm gathering here is that I need to be true with my emotions in the response. Perhaps I was trying too much to get the right score, use the right vocabulary, and I kind of missed out on that natural human connection. Surprisingly, we are being corrected on that and marked. But overall, 9.0, I'm satisfied. Now on HZAD Education's platform, you have the option to practice 10 different tests. That's 10 tests for the speaking, reading, listening, and writing sections. Go through them before you take the real CELPIP examination. If you find this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe so we can keep publishing new videos for you to watch. I'm Scott from HZAD Education. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.